All right, hello. Welcome to this video. We are going to talk about the EPCAL, the future of this site here, where I hiked today, actually, because there's some beautiful woods here, but the town still wants to try to sell some of this land to a developer, which I'm completely opposed to. And we're going to read some articles that the DEC is now trying to step in and stop it. So hopefully they can stop this. But yeah, I did hike over here today in this area right here. And what Riverhead wants to do is they want to subdivide this land. Let's get to the article so you get an idea of what's going on. So it says Riverhead sues state DEC over water supply issue permit delay at former Grumman site. Riverhead Town has filed a lawsuit challenging the state's DEC handling of the town's application for a permit needed to subdivide vacant land at the Calverton Enterprise Park and complete its $40 million deal with 555 Group. The EPCAL site has become a battleground of sorts between the town and the Suffolk County Water Authority over the right to supply public water to development there. The Department of Environmental Conservation has taken the position that the Suffolk County Water Authority has the right to supply public water to the as yet undeveloped portion of the EPCAL site. The Water Authority, asserting that its territory takes in all of Suffolk County, including areas in Riverhead Town not currently served by the Riverhead Water District, notified the DEC it objects to Riverhead serving the site. In a notice of incomplete application issued November 19th, the DEC told Riverhead Town the Water Authority must formally rescind its objection to Riverhead Water District serving the undeveloped land within EPCAL, or the DEC won't approve the town's permit application. So this is like kind of like a well, let's continue with the article and I'll explain to you. So, since the Water Authority has said it will not rescind its objection, the notice effectively works as a hard stop to the town's subdivision plan. So they're trying to stop it through this technicality. The town needs to obtain a wild scenic and Riverhead. The town needs to obtain a Wild, Scenic, and Recreational Rivers Act permit from the DEC to complete the subdivision because some of the land to be subdivided lies within the special protection area adjacent to the Peconic River. The town filed the lawsuit on March 18th, asking the state Supreme Court in Albany to annul the DEC's November 19th notice of incomplete application. The filing came one day before the end of the 4-month statute of limitations under Article 78 of the State Civil Practice Law and Rules. In the petition, obtained by Riverhead Local through a Freedom of Information law request to the town attorney, Riverhead argues that the DEC's refusal to deem Riverhead's application complete is arbitrary, capricious, and irrational. Essentially, the town makes an argument that the DEC is acting outside the scope of its authority. They should be glad I'm not the governor, because I would have that all taken under eminent domain for preservation. But anyway, requiring the Suffolk County Water Authority to rescind its objection to Riverhead supplying water to new development at the site essentially imposes a requirement for a third-party approval, and that's not in the state law regulations, the town says in its petition. The WSRR Act and regulations do not require the designation of a water supply provider, the town argues. Further, the DEC has consistently recognized the Riverhead Water District as the water provider for all of EPCAL, according to the petition. The Riverhead Water District is already providing public water to the improved areas within the EPCAL property, including the core industrial park, the Peconic Care Center, the Stony Brook Incubator, and the parcel operated as a water park, all of which were previously subdivided from the entire acreage conveyed by the United States Navy to the town, petition states. Upon information and belief, all these prior subdivisions were approved by the NYS DEC. Since the proposed subdivision prohibits all development on the land within the scenic river boundary, all the regulatory criteria for the issuance of the permit are met, according to the town's petition. A spokesman for the state DEC said the department does not comment on pending litigation. The Navy in 1998 transferred the 2,900-acre site to the town. It had been leased since the 1950s to Grumman Aerospace, later Northrop Grumman, which built and tested fighter jets there until 1996. The town sold the 491-acre industrial core of the site in 2001. In 2018, after several attempts to sell all or part of the remaining vacant land it owned, Riverhead Town signed a contract with Calverton Aviation and Technology, an affiliate of Edmonton, Canada-based 555 Group, to sell 1,643 acres for $40 million. The town must subdivide the land to complete the deal because it is retaining the remaining 462 acres. The lawsuit was filed by Frank Isler of Smith Finkelstein, the town's special legal counsel, in handling the EPCAL sale, permitting, and subdivision. The town board has not publicly discussed filing suit against the DEC to challenge the notice of incomplete application, although Supervisor Yvette Aguilar says the town would have to sue the DEC if it would not back off its position regarding public water supply at EPCAL. It is not clear whether the town board authorized the lawsuit with a resolution. A search of the town agendas and minutes online produced no resolution. When asked that question today, town attorney Robert Kazewicz said in an email he didn't think a resolution was in fact done, but would check into it. New York State Town Law Section 65 says the town board may authorize and direct any town officer or officers to institute, defend, or appear in any action or legal proceeding in the name of the town, as in its judgment may be necessary for the benefit of the protection of the town and any of its rights or property. The statute goes on to say that no town officer shall employ legal counsel except directed by the town board. So this is some of the this is something from the DEC. Actually, this is something else entirely. Actually, that's nothing to do with EPCAL. I thought maybe that had something to do with EPCAL, but this is what we're talking about here. Is this lawsuit here that the town is trying to do because they want to subdivide this land, and we still don't have the latest. I mean, it's still not clear what would wind up being preserved and what would not wind up being preserved. But I think I have to say any development on this site is something I will be opposed to at this point because I think it needs to be preserved. After going there today, and I pretty much I took a hike over here, and then I hiked along this path over here, which goes. This is just such an important grassland and Pine Barrens habitat that it must be left undisturbed. And yes, I know Grumman used this many years ago, but it's starting to give you a return to nature. Let's keep that process going. And as far as the state DEC goes, I think you do more. I think you need to seize this land under eminent domain, take it from the town, and preserve this. Except for the industrial core, this area over here, okay, you can have development in the industrial core, but anywhere outside, no. I think it needs to be stopped, and hopefully the state DC will do something, because if we do lose this, we will certainly lose a very important part of the Pine Barrens, and I'm not going to sit by and let that happen, for sure. Riverhead, shame on you. Just give it up already. You've been trying to develop this site for years. All right, just give it up already. Preserve it. Turn it. You already have a trail that a lot of people use. People are hiking over here too, not just on the paved path. Just let the people go in and hike and enjoy nature. This is a very important part of the Pine Barrens, and you need to let your dreams of development go already. All right, because it's ridiculous. And New York State should be a little more aggressive, in my opinion, into preserving this land. And like I said, I think the state needs to come in and say this land is of significant ecological importance. We cannot allow development on there, and we will use the authority given in the state eminent domain law to seize this land for preservation. So that's what needs to be done, and it needs to be done now. So that's going to wrap up this video. Those are my thoughts on this. Thank you for watching.